What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be going over med spa marketing strategies. So basically giving you a high-level overview of a med spa marketing strategy that you can implement whether you are a marketer or you own a med spa and you're trying to get more patients in the door. So let's go through this one by one, and we're going to get started with the ways that most people are going to search for your services. And it's going to be something that looks like this. So med spa near me, med spa, it might be like an individual location, like for example, Hoboken, New Jersey. People are going to start with searches like that. That's kind of your broad search. And then there's going to be people that are searching for individual services. So that could be dermal fillers near me, that could be cool sculpting near me. Any of these different treatments that you may offer, you want to make sure that you are optimized for every single one of those searches. So the very first place that I would recommend getting started is by making sure that you build a complete med spa website. Basically a website that is professional, that will encourage people to not only want to visit you, but make it very easy for them to just book with you directly. So you want to build out a website that has these individual service pages for every single type of service that you perform. And you really want it to be something that is helpful to the end user, but also SEO friendly so that you are targeting these individual keywords in your local market. You want to have reviews and testimonials showing. I like having like a detailed about page. So as much as information as you can give about, here's our technicians, here's who works for us, here's the owner, here's how long we've been in business. You know, those types of things kind of put more of a face to the actual business. Before and after results, people are always going to be looking at, what is this actually going to do for me? Why am I investing my money into this? Last but not least, unique images from your practice. This is a really important one. Not using a ton of stock photos, but really trying to get more photos directly from the patients you've worked with, or even just pictures and videos from inside of your office. And then last but not least, a direct booking option. All of those things can play a really important factor. And a lot of this brings me to number 2, which is going to go back to our near me searches as well, is to optimize your Google business profile. These are basically the 2 ways that people are going to find your website. When you talk about like a digital brochure, basically, people are going to be doing searches and they are hopefully eventually going to find your Google business profile. And I can show you a few examples of when you're searching, you may get ads and then eventually you're going to get to the business profiles. So anytime somebody is doing a search like this, and this is just an example of a company, and you'll see they have their full business profile here, good reviews, good rating, all the information you would really need as far as hours. You can go to their website here, directions, call them directly. You have the Google reviews here. They post, it looks like, so they have some posts directly to their page, which is always a good thing. These are all really important factors if you want to rank high. And if you are in an area, for example, like Dallas here, this is a very, very competitive keyword, Dallas Med Spa. If you go to more businesses here, I think 205 businesses came up for this keyword. So for this company to be ranked at the very top, it's very impressive, and you can tell it's because they are getting a lot of reviews, they are getting good reviews, and there's really not always a rhyme or reason specifically why they rank higher than this one or why this one ranks higher than this one, but basically there's a bunch of different factors as far as proximity to the searcher, so depending on where you are searching from, or the keywords that you are using, the photos, the videos, the information through your business profile. So all of the service pages that you have, all of the information that you have through your business profile. And then one of the really important factors is just going to be your reviews. So I always talk about 2 things. It's going to be review velocity and then basically overall review quality. And review quality kind of includes 2 factors. Getting a 5-star rating from somebody with no words attached to it is not nearly as valuable as getting a 5-star rating where somebody writes 3 paragraphs, includes a couple of different images. Maybe they recorded a video from outside of your med spa if you're very lucky. But if you have kind of these pictures and reviews, and you are also getting them from people that leave a lot of reviews in the local market, Google is going to weigh those heavier than, for example, if I go in and leave a 5-star review for one of these businesses. The harder it is basically to replicate a review and to have, people who are like local guides in an area saying, hey, this is a great restaurant, this is a great med spa, this is a great, plumbing company, whatever it is that they're leaving reviews for. All of those things can be really helpful for your business profile. So review velocity is going to be the number of new reviews you are getting over a given time period. So if over the course of 30 days, we look at just these 3 profiles here, If this one over the course of 30 days has gotten, let's just say 30 new reviews, they're getting one new review a day. Let's say they get all 5-star reviews, and let's say they are getting reviews that are high quality, include images. Now looking at the other two, if they are getting less reviews, if maybe their reviews aren't as high rated, maybe their reviews aren't as robust, those are all really important factors for your Google business profile. There's no one easy way to do this, but it generally comes down to a few different strategies to make sure you are getting a lot of reviews, encouraging new reviews, using automation to get new ones, replying to everything, and then unique images and videos are always vital. So even you as a business, to optimize your Google business profile, and we'll get into this a little bit later in the video, I do think it's very important to make sure that when people do go through and they are leaving reviews for you, that you do respond to reviews as much as you possibly can. So if we come in here to their reviews, the most relevant reviews, you can see they're not really responding to a lot of them, which is fine. You don't have to respond to them. I think it does help. But these are, for example, a good review. So it's Dallas Fades Barbershop. It says they have 6 reviews, 1 photo. They included a photo here, and we have some information about it. Those are always going to be your best reviews. Same thing here. Local Guide, 48 reviews, 37 photos. These are the types of reviews that really help you actually drive more business and really rank your business profile much higher. So when we come back over here and we look at the first two, having a nice built out optimized website and an optimized Google business profile with good reviews, all the information that you need on it are two kind of, I don't even want to call them marketing strategies. They're like must-haves. If you don't have these long-term, your business is going to suffer. These are just very important factors for you ranking higher. Now, if you're going through this and you're kind of like, I need help with some of this, I do provide these services. So at Surfside PPC, I can be a full service marketing agency. So we can basically do everything for you, from the website to Google business profile management to Facebook ads to SEO to Google ads. And then I also just do standard Google ads agency. So I could be a management, I could do consulting. If you are running ads and you need help, just reach out to me. Go to surfsideppc.com. Use my contact form if you need to contact me, or you could actually book management and you can book consulting directly with me on the website. So if you're interested in those things, either reach out, book directly, but these are ways that are definitely going to help you grow your business. So let's get back over to the video and let's go on to step number 3. Step number 3 is going to optimize your service pages for PPC and SEO. So if you are serving the city of Dallas, for example, since we're talking about it, you should have service plus Dallas pages for every single type of service you offer. So Dallas lip filler services, Dallas cool sculpting. These pages rank, and they can also be used as like Google ads landing pages or even Facebook ads pages. So if you are trying to highlight promotions, services, you can put those on your service pages and say, our cool sculpting offer, get $500 off treatment when you book 5 treatments. I don't know the right numbers to use here, but basically you can attach promotions on your individual service pages. You can make sure that they are geared towards the actual location where your office is. So if you're in Dallas, you want to rank for these keywords so that when somebody's actually searching for some of these localized keywords, they're going to end up seeing your website and hopefully going through and clicking through that. I use an example here where I just did a search, microblading Myrtle Beach. So if I do microblading Myrtle Beach, you can see we have some ads at the top here. I will go into Dunes Med Spa in a little more detail. But as we scroll down here, Dunes Med Spa, microblading, DM Spa, that's Dunes Medical Solutions Spa, I assume. But basically, it's not even really that localized, but they're ranking really well. And the other things that rank here, we have a Facebook page, we have Yelp, we have a Groupon, there's an ad kind of in the middle of here. And then we have Brows and Beauty by Eva, permanent makeup and spa treatments, Symmetry Brows microblading. So when we look at all these, Symmetry is honestly doing very good here because we have Symmetry microblading, we have Symmetry Brows microblading. This must be their website. And then we have their Instagram page. Now, Dunes Med Spa has their homepage and the other page on there. And then we also have Symmetry Microblading yet again with a Facebook page. So they are dominating these local results. So when you're looking at SEO, it doesn't just have to be, and the reason they're probably doing so well is because they have microblading in their actual brand name and they are located in Myrtle Beach. So when you type in microblading Myrtle Beach, what Google's going to do is they're going to look at it like, okay, this is the best company for this, but that's basically because they have an exact match business name. Otherwise, what you want to do is just make sure when you are targeting certain types of services, you want to always make sure that you are as optimized as possible for locations. A lot of times what Google is going to do is use your physical business location. So don't try to go, if you're located in Myrtle Beach, don't try to target Charleston, South Carolina. You're probably not going to rank there because you don't have a physical office there, and Google knows that. Now, from a pay-per-click advertising perspective, if you're running Google Ads campaigns, if you're running Facebook Ads campaigns, and I'll go over these in the next step actually. So might as well just get into step 4, Google Ads and Meta Ads. So Meta Ads refers to Facebook and Instagram ads. Through Google Ads, you can also run YouTube ads as well. So those are kind of the 4 channels where Google, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You know that your market is on those websites. So if the best way to reach them is with paid advertising. You can't always be fully reliant on organic and just getting everything through SEO or through your social media marketing. Those are very important ways to get discovered. But if you put a little budget behind, let's just say, for example, you're saying, I want to spend $3,000 to $5,000 a month on Google Ads, and I want to try to drive as many leads as possible for this service, this service, this service, and this service. Or we just kind of want to go after med spa type keywords. We want to make sure that we are appearing in the search results and paying for these new patients to come in. It can be hard to drive new patients, especially in competitive markets. If you're not having an issue driving new patients, your schedules are pretty much booked, you don't really need to run ads. But what I generally recommend is, even if you're pretty much booked up, if let's just say you're at 80, 90% capacity, you could still start with a small ad budget, because then when the time comes that capacity goes down to 70% or 60% and you really need more patients to come in the door, then you kind of already have a strategy in place and you can kind of just scale up that spending. I know there's kind of a reluctance for some to pay for advertising, but I can just tell you that it's one of the best ways to reach people as they actively search. And if you're running through these 4 different channels, you can kind of have an ongoing strategy of, we're building up awareness and we're also driving conversions. So not only are we reaching people as they just browse through Facebook or scroll through Instagram, then we are getting people that are searching for these specific services that they just saw a video for. And now we can actually serve them an advertisement where we can be top of mind and hopefully turn this potential customer into a new client and hopefully a long-term client. So step 4, running Google Ads and Meta Ads, definitely a great way to drive more conversions for your practice. Step number 5, don't love the background color here, but content. So this is just kind of goes with every single type of business. It doesn't hurt, especially for a med spa, it doesn't hurt to publish content consistently to your Google business profile. So maybe you just make a point of every Monday and every Friday or every Tuesday and every Thursday, we're going to do something where we're taking pictures or we're taking a video or we're describing a service. Maybe you just take a picture inside the office or you share some behind the scenes footage. And basically what you want to do is take that content, publish it to your business profile. You can publish that to Instagram. You can publish that to Facebook. You can publish it if you have some short videos that you're creating to TikTok and YouTube. So all of these things can be videos or images related to procedures, promotions, before and after, behind the scenes, basically anything that is going to make somebody go from, I need to improve, my skin quality, my facial skin quality. So they start doing research. Maybe as they're doing research, they come across one of your videos. Maybe as they're doing research, they find your Facebook or Instagram page. If you stay consistent with these profiles, it's going to help you drive more people to your practice. And basically the main goal is, again, staying top of mind and then highlighting specific services and kind of the benefits that people would get from the service. Don't sell the service, sell the benefits, and use content to talk about benefits. That's the main thing that you can do. The other thing with content is if you are publishing content directly to your website, so you're going over things related to, let's just use dermal fillers as our example, different things related to dermal fillers, make sure that you are really building out your pages of content and your service pages, because those things are going to help you rank as well. I'm not saying write blog articles like what are the 5 benefits of dermal fillers, but basically here are our dermal filler services. Here's everything you can expect from them. Here's what they are. Here's how they work. Here's kind of a recommended schedule. Here are services that go well along with this. So if you combine this service and this service, you'll actually get the best results. I don't know all of these things because I don't know the ins and outs of actually running a med spa. I just know how to market them. So basically this would be your next step, is just publishing content and making sure that you are building up all of these different profiles as much as possible. A good example over here is the Dunes Med Spa. So they actually do a really good job with pretty much their entire marketing strategy. When I looked and I searched med spa near me, top rated med spa Myrtle Beach, tone and lift your face now. So perfect ad. They also had one for microblading Myrtle Beach. So if we scroll up here, Dunes Med Spa, natural and beautiful results, $500 off each treatment. And I don't know where this landing page is going, but overall good advertisement and a good time to run this. We scroll down here. So going through all these different things that they've done pretty well, they actually have their page ranks right here. So if we go into their page, we have microblading. How much does it cost? How long does it last? Does it look natural? Who should not get it? How is it done? Let's make an appointment. So I click on make an appointment. I can go directly through, and they're using booker.com, it looks like. Go directly through here. Would like if you did make an appointment and you put people directly to the actual service they're looking for. That is generally going to just give you better overall conversion rates. So that would be my one feedback here. But it does, let's just see if we do microneedling. We'll just do a search for microblading. Don't see anything related to it. So I don't know if that's something you can't book on here or if it's just not showing up on the page. But basically, if you have this booking menu, make sure it's easy to use. Otherwise, you can contact them. It looks like call, appointment, special. Website is one of those. Website looks like it could be redesigned a little better, but honestly, they rank pretty high, it looks like. They ranked high for other keywords that I was searching. Let's just see if I do med spa near me. Now, I'm located in Murrells Inlet, so I'm a little bit further out from Myrtle Beach, but Brava Med Spa is a local one to me. A lot of ads. Waccamaw Med Spa. So yeah, they're not on the front page with Med Spa near me. Inlet Med Spa, Brava again. There we go. There's Dunes Med Spa. So we come to their homepage. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those things. I do think their website could probably use a little bit of improvement, but overall, I mean, it's easy to use. They have all the information you need. So at the very least, this is where you want to get started with. So when people are searching, okay, I want a chemical peel. Okay, here's some information about it. Let's make an appointment and let's see if this one goes right to the service menu. Yeah, I would definitely try to set these to the correct service. At the very least, kind of something, where if you're looking up something related to eyelashes, going to this eyelash thing where you see lash lift plus tint. I don't know what any of these things are, but basically you want to make sure that, as you're going through this, not only are you publishing content, which they do a good job of. That was the main point I came here. They have published almost 3,000 posts to their Instagram page, almost 12,000 followers. Their Facebook page, it looks like they run pretty consistent. And you can see we have a picture here. If we scroll down here, same picture. So it looks like and same content here. Looks like they're kind of posting the same things to Instagram and Facebook. Perfect strategy. Some people use both. Some people use one or the other. You just want to make sure you're there for both. They also have all these little sections in here. So Instagram, definitely an important strategy for a med spa, and they seem to do a really good job of it. And they've also made it easy to book. They rank for a lot of these keywords. So they probably do a pretty good job. Even if they weren't running paid ads, they are running paid ads. So probably seeing some good overall results, kind of following these first 5 steps here. So last but not least is going to be setting up things as far as loyalty programs. You could throw promotions in here, maybe like limited time promotions for new customers, for existing customers, referral programs. So in a local market, this could be really important. You have one person visits your med spa, that person goes and they go play pickleball with all their friends, and they tell their friends at pickleball, hey, I went to this place, it was great, I got this done, it cost this much. Then you're turning one person into multiple customers. So a loyalty program could be something where when somebody comes in the door the first time, you say, hey, when you do a follow-up appointment, we always offer 10% off of our pricing for anybody who's been here. You could offer the same discount to new customers. Maybe for new customers, you say we offer 20% off your very first service. And then existing customers, you just kind of have this ongoing discount, and you can bake that right into the price. Increase your prices slightly, or if you are getting loyalty out of people and they are booking because they're like, hey, I get 10% off, I might as well book this. That's perfectly fine. As long as you're getting people in the door, butts and seats is always very important. Last but not least, and along with loyalty, referral, using more automation can be a great way to drive more patients. So when somebody fills out a lead form, the last thing you want to do is have no follow-up whatsoever with them. You want to have an immediate follow-up so that the moment they fill out your form, they are getting a link, hey, here's where you can go and book. If you don't want to book right now, here's how you can call us. If you don't want to call right now and you don't want to take any of those actions, then we're going to put you into our email and our SMS drip campaigns. So what we're going to do is 3 days from now, we're going to send you an email and we're going to send you a text message. And we're going to say, and you could even potentially call, but you're going to say, hey, we got your form. If you're ready to book, here is a special. Okay. And then 3 days later, you have another automation. 3 days later, you have another automation. And you could even do this and, have some type of trigger for when they book, they remove out of the drip feed. So as soon as they reach a certain page or as soon as they do a certain action, then you can actually remove them from this, or obviously give them the option, email to unsubscribe or stop through an SMS. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to stay top of mind, because people fill out forms, they don't take the next step. And the worst thing you can do is not have some automation set up. This is something where I'd be able to help. So if you were interested in something like this, definitely reach out to me at Surfside PPC. I can help you with this, kind of book a demo going over how we do all of this. But just to kind of quickly go over the rest of this video, you're always going to find that like some of these, like if you're in a very competitive market, I would say in my market, not as competitive from a med spa perspective. So that's why Dude's Med Spa just pretty much dominates. In here, you have a ton of businesses. So in order to rank at the top, you need to make sure you are doing all of these things. I would honestly start a lot of times with making sure that your website, so this is the one Bella Med Spa that ranks really well. Their website is pretty much set up to get people to a booking. So myaestheticrecord.com, online booking. They don't really have pages built out for all of their different services. And if you go to treatments, it basically just goes to this booking page. Not the end of the world, but I would still probably create pages like non-surgical butt lift. I would probably have a page like that on my website, go over what it is. You can enter the starting price there, what it is, how it works, what the process is, basically all of these different things people are going to ask questions about, and include all of that information within all, the things that you are targeting. So yes, they pretty much just go here. This is another one that I found. So they have a pop-up $100 off new client offer. Always a good thing, because when you collect this information, you can start that drip feed. Current specials. So these are always good things too. Current specials. I probably update the text on here. It's kind of hard to read. But basically what you're trying to do with your website is make sure people know services you offer, how to get started, all of these things, very important. This was one I found. So I just opened a few websites. So their services, basically, they just kind of put it all into one service page, and then Book Now just goes directly to their contact form. Would probably recommend, I do like this website. It looks professional, but I would probably recommend making these their own pages, Book Now going to something specific to Botox, or having a form even right here to say, enter your information to get whatever it needs to be for Botox. Here's another website that I found. This one kind of just had a lot going on. They do a really good job though, like within their treatments, going over all the different treatments that they have. This one, not a good example. But if we go to their home and we scroll down, they have all of these different treatments here. So if we just do body treatments, for example, you'll see we have scrubs, wraps, waxing. So pretty good website overall. Kind of wondering what this is built on, because it's kind of out there a little bit. All right, so here's another one. This was a nice website, nice and clean. It's very easy to navigate. If we go through here, you'll see like chemical peels. Only problem with this one, probably need more content for some of these different services. That was the only thing I really thought as I went through it. It was like we got the page created and then we just didn't do much else. Book Now for a lot of these, they're all using different platforms, but Book Now for a lot of these is just getting people to a page like this and booking a specific service. Would not recommend doing something like this. You definitely want to show all the services before you end up doing that. From an SEO perspective, this was the one that actually ranked really high for Dallas Med Spa. So Dealer Med Spa, and then this Modern Medical Spa were the two that ranked pretty high. So this is Modern Medical Spa. Nothing I saw that they're doing that's overly like, okay, this is why they're ranking so high, but their pages are built out pretty well. So scar removal specialist, phone number, request appointment, some information for the service, and then they link to all of these different services as well. So nice website, easy to navigate. Probably be improved a little bit in terms of like design, just getting this text a little bit bigger, probably removing some of these share things. But overall, this ranked really high. If you're ever wondering, what do I need to do SEO wise? See what's already ranking and try to copy them. This is one that was ranking as well. Website I really liked was this one. This was probably my favorite website I came across, Elevate Medical Spa. So in their procedures, so if we go to lasers, it pulls up their 6 laser procedures, average cost, kind of a from pricing, a starting pricing, Moxie, laser skin resurfacing, photofacial, photodynamic therapy, laser hair removal. Okay, so I click on research. It brings me to the page for this. What I really liked about their website, it's so fast the way it moves. So you just kind of get to these pages quickly. In here, we have testimonials, reviews, request consultation, very easy. It looks like you can plan your procedure, so you can contact them. They just have a date here. This isn't really a booking function. The only thing I would probably recommend is having more prominent phone number maybe on this page, but it is up here at the top, so not that hard to find. And then we have request consultation up here at the top, goes right to the contact us page. But what I really liked about this is you can do all of their procedures in a list. It's like, okay, that works for me. If we click on it, basically contact us to take that next step. Plan your procedure, average cost. This is definitely not right. And then contact us, and this actually pulls in the procedure, it looks like. But this was a website I really liked, just the way it looked, the way they listed their procedures, kind of have some starting prices so you have an idea of how much things are going to cost. Really good example, and one that I would probably emulate if I was looking to build. Also, nice picture of the lobby, makes it look nice. About us, so about the doctor, about the facility, providers and staff. They pretty much hit on everything that I would recommend as far as doing their website. So building that complete website, highlighting reviews, testimonials, individual service pages, optimizing that Google business profile, making sure your pages are optimized on your website for pay-per-click and SEO. So not just building your website, but call to actions, making sure it's actually going to convert. Running some advertising, Google ads and meta ads are going to be your best channels generally. Creating content, publishing it consistently to these different platforms. One post, you never know, you spend an hour on a post, that post turns into somebody who needs a non-surgical butt lift for, I just saw $5,000. So these types of things all play an important role. And then loyalty programs, referral programs, automation will all help basically in the long run. So if you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.